with the inside hand, outside hand on top, and lift. Remembering that it's going to be a sphere, so don't take it as far as you can. Keep it a bit thicker.
So are you primarily just shaping because you're going to be stretching it, or is it also thinning it?
Oh no, it's thinning.
Okay.
If I didn't thin that, it would be down this size. You have to thin it to take it out and keep it up there.
Okay.
When you're compressing the rim, using the flat part of your finger?
Yes. Yeah. You can make it square at this stage because the flat part straight down on top gives good compression, and the two fingers are guiding it, so it's going through 3 points. You're squeezing and tightening. And it's like locking in a collar. I've seen a lot of potters do it. I think I've seen a video with Cos doing the same thing where he locks in the top.
Yep.
It's very important. It keeps it tight. It connects. You've got the bottom centered and the top centered, and then you can work. As you do a sphere, I'll take the bottom out, and then I'll take the top out. I don't work all the way up. So you work from the top corner and the bottom corner, and you bring it together. I've got some water in here. We'll get rid of that. And right now I'm pushing from the outside just to put the base where I want it, the width, and a little guide. Ribs are great, but fingers have the feel. So you get a nice feel for the clay. Only your fingers know what's going on. They translate everything. Thickness, firmness, position. Ribs are good, but they don't give you that touch. And any of those throwing lines there, they'll all come out when we take it out. Just tighten it up again. And at this point, we'll get the flame gun going.
Do you use that instead of a heat gun because it's hotter with the gas?
Faster.
And also the flame is wider.
Yeah, this particular one has a fishtail burner on the end, so it spreads a small jet of flame into a wider one, which gives you more surface. This flame's hot, you don't need a lot of it to do the drying, but you want it over more surface. I have one, I was saying before, I have one that pops this off, and I just use a jet. So if I want to get to a specific spot to stiffen it as I throw, I'll use that, and then I'll whack it, slide it back on, and then use it for the overall. Is that on, please?
It is.
It's extreme, but it works. What will happen here is this flame is a little bit inefficient. The other flame is not an efficient flame. The blue flame's got oxygen, it's more efficient. So carbon will come off the tip. It will blacken the pot. Don't worry about that, it's not a drama. It's just carbon.
You're applying all your heat to the bottom?
All heat to the bottom to make it stable, and then we'll take the bottom out and get it to where we want that sphere to start, and then we'll lock it in with the flame.
You might not want to use a plastic bat.
I was going to say, plastic bats, Bill, no good. I don't know about the plaster. The plaster might pop.
No, I use torches all the time.
So
and
no
I
drama?
never had any trouble with the plaster.
Yeah, okay.
I love the plaster bed.
That's also why you have short hair.
He does?
I said you had hair.
Yeah, I know. I was looking for it. That was a long time ago. As a student, I used to have an afro. Didn't we all? So now we're stiffening. The pot's quite thick at the bottom because it needs to stabilise it. When I say thick, probably maximum 15 mil at the very thickest.
Could you bring the torch around and show us about where you're... So you're pretty far away from the pot with the torch.
Yeah, you're trying to just This blue flame here is not very good.
Oh,
No, the yellow flame gets more contact.
okay.
I'm just doing that because that's the way I see it. I'm used to it. It could be over here. You can't do this in a windy environment because it'll blow all over you.
Plus it travels up.
Yeah, it doesn't stay on the pot. So we'll do the top a little bit.
So how do you know when you're finished? When the sheen goes away?
Feel it.
Excuse
You
me?
feel it?
You
Just turn
feel
it
it?
off and just... You can see the steam coming off, so it's getting active, but you just feel
Yeah.
how stiff it is. You go back in and start the throwing, and if it's not strong enough, stiffen it up
Some
again.
more.
Or go a bit, yeah, go a bit, go a bit. When you finally get it out to where you want it, you lock it in. So then it gives you a real solid base to push the rest out. We're going to have trouble. I'll just put the clay down and sit back. Hot tip.
Sounds
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
So if I'm working at home and I don't wanna use a torch in my garage, can I use a hair
Hmm?
dryer?
It blew out a
Yes.
little bit when you
It's the same
lit
thing
it off.
as the little slot.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, okay.
I didn't see that. Oh,
Yeah.
I was in here when he
Hair
was.
dryer is better than your heat guns.
For me, the heat
I was
gun is
interested in how he did
where
his,
the hair dryer,
Has like a fish
Oh,
dryer.
right,
yeah,
yeah.
it spreads out, try swell.
Fish dryer, but it takes
But I have a-
longer than that.
But I have a little,
Oh, yeah.
I just set it away for an hour or two and come back.
They were just asking whether you can use a hairdryer or a heat gun instead of the torch. If it worries you, that's fine. It's just slow. You know, I don't know. It's a bit slow. It's not too slow. Okay. Glenn uses it and does beautiful results with it. The bigger the pot you go though, you need more heat. Yeah. You're sitting around for too long. If you're a smoker, you can sit. And I was. And
I'm a lazy.
I'm not
that would
losing.
work.
I'm not.
You need bigger.
Now I'm taking this corner off now because the pot's stiffened up and I can do it a little bit earlier. Plus, I want to get this straight edge, and that's all it is, just a simple straight edge. It's a little worn, but I want to get that down into the bottom. So I've taken that corner off that was there, which I normally would do later on a non-torched pot. So now I can get down into that corner. And I'm pressing it in and pushing it out. Before I go any further, today we're all sitting with the people over here who can see a lot of the action. Tomorrow I'd like to swap over so we don't sit in our same seats and people here can... Is that okay with everyone? Yeah, sweet. Because you can only work on one side of the pot. So. Okay, so we push that in and pushing out with the inside hand. And you go bit by bit. So we go up to roughly the middle and stop. See the carbon on the clay? It just comes off. It's not
You know
a big
what,
deal.
you wet the rib first?
No. You'll see as we torch, we'll be throwing completely dry. No water at all. When the pot's been torched and you do get water on it because you've got to work the rim, you've got to wet that down. If you get a dribble that runs down it, get it off straight away. Just wipe it around or put more water on and even it out. That dribble will give you a ridge line down the pot that you'll feel. Dum, 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 dum. You've got to avoid it. As soon as you see a dribble, wipe it off. Even if you have to wet the pot and start heating again. I don't know if it's as radical with the hair dryer. You may not get that. It is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. It does something to the absorption and it's just painful. Now here's where I said we work the bottom and then we work the top shoulder. We don't work the middle. The middle will come with both of those sections. So once again, if you can rib down, you get a really nice, even if you just do it once.
Is the inside of the pot moist?
Yes, yeah, it's just like normal. It's warm, but it's moist. I would flame the inside if I could get the flame in there. But as soon as you put a flame into this, it just goes out. When you're doing two-piece pots or large open pots, you can flame the inside too. And it just tightens up like a rock.
Like a ball.
Like a bowl, yes. We'll do that. We're going to do a two-piece bowl platter tomorrow, about out here. And you'll see I flame both sides. And it will pull one way or the other. Platters are about 85 centimetres up to 85 centimetres, which is close to 3 feet.
Yeah.
Close to 3 feet. And we'll do that tomorrow. And you can all do that because it's 2 pieces of clay. You don't have to centre a mountain.